What's going on, everybody? We're going into week two. It's been a football week. I tell you what, it's been honestly kind of good to get back into it. But this is episode 3 of MiaMich, and now let's just get right into it, shall we? So I just want to start off first with there we go. I just want to start off first with some scores that we saw. Utah dominating a Florida team that a lot of unknowns are going into it. Shorthanded Utah too. It's one of those crazy things. They were without their quarterback, center, and I believe a couple D-backs as well, and they were still unable to win. Quarterback Bryson Barnes, the backup for Utah, went 12 of 18, 157 yards and a touchdown. And honestly, they ran all over them. Florida just didn't really have it in them, and I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is that's going to make them really make that leap, really take that jump, and get over this hump. Because Florida, when Florida's good, college football is good. They're one of those programs. When Florida's doing good, college football is doing good. You want to see them back. So we're going to keep an eye on that. Minnesota beat Nebraska 13-10 at a last-second field goal. Feel bad, man. Matt Rule's debut, and it just didn't go right. It was a defensive game, that's for sure. A lot of running involved. We're going to see how they bounce back. We'll get into their matchup a little later. Miami beat Miami. Ohio, 38-3. It was exactly what everyone thought it was going to be. Van Dyke was 17 of 22, 201 yards, 1 touchdown. He did have a pick, but at that point it was garbage time. Henry Parrish, though, he 9 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. You can tell that rushing identity is really really coming in there. Cristobal is definitely bringing in that West Coast kind of front. That's definitely going to make a big difference inside Miami. So it's going to be interesting to see. They have a big matchup this weekend. We'll get into that a little later, but they did what they were supposed to, and now can they make that next step? Will they get back into the rankings? Will they get back to being the Miami that everyone's been waiting for the past 22 years, something like that? We'll see. Louisville, they ended up beating Georgia 39-30. Georgia Tech, that is, 39-34 after losing. They were losing 13-28 at the half. Miraculous comeback. They did a great job. It was good to see. It was actually one of the more entertaining games to watch. I was really just kind of counting out Louisville, very sluggish. Didn't seem like they were ready, and then they just started clicking. So whatever coach said in that locker room, it must have been worth it. Another game, of course, I got to go through. Our podcast is called MiaMich, for goodness sakes. Michigan beat Eastern Carolina 30-3 without Jim Harbaugh. JJ did great, 26 of 30. Beautiful passing, 280 yards, 3 touchdowns. All those touchdowns were to Roman Wilson. Blake Corum had 10 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown. Eastern Carolina did pretty good, though. They loaded the box, but JJ did exactly what he was supposed to do in airing it out. I want to see a little bit more. From that offense, but given there's a lot of turmoil going on, so I'm not going to really take this as maybe they're in trouble, because a 27-point win's a 27-point win. So we'll see. I know they go against a nobody this week, so I don't mean a nobody. That was really disrespectful. A big shocker this week, though, Colorado. Last weekend, Colorado shocks number 17 TCU 45-42. Wow. If you haven't seen this game, I would YouTube it, go look it up. That game was just an offensive fireworks. It was awesome. It came back to the last possession like a lot of people thought it would, and just wow. Go back and watch it whenever you can. Deion Sanders is making himself a little bit of a team over there in Colorado, and it's interesting to watch, which is really exciting. Ohio State sluggish versus Indiana. They won 23-3. We can chalk it up to week 1, whatever, but Ohio State, they need to start piling up, because they slipped in the rankings, which we'll go over, but you can't play like that, especially against Indiana. You're supposed to be playing like a big dog, like a top 5 team, and they played below their level. And that's coming from a Michigan fan. I'm not trying to disrespect them or anything, even though I would, but below their level. Texas State, beautiful game against Baylor, upsetted them 42-31. That one I didn't see coming at all. I was just checking on that, just on the little scoreboard on the bottom. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, wait a minute. Texas State's really about to win this game. So I switched it over. I watched the last quarter. I'm like, well, damn, they actually won that game. I know Baylor's quarterback got hurt. You gotta kind of feel for the guy. You know, the team really did everything that they could, but man, Texas State earned it. They wanted it more. They were hungry. That's their first win against the Power 5. I'm pretty sure about that. I don't even have that in my notes right in front of me. But good on them. Like, really, it's really cool to see one of those, group of 5 teams upset a Power 5 team, especially as Baylor. Baylor's no pushover. They're always in that conversation for the Big 12, or they're always hovering above 8, 9 wins. Like, that's a good team. Let's just move over to my game of the week. Florida State beat LSU. Okay. Number 8, Florida State beat number 5, LSU. And it was the second half. It was in the second half. 45-24. And LSU might have some problems. But I'm not trying to say like their season's all messed up and it's all downhill or anything like that, because that's just not true. LSU's going to be fine. I think they'll probably still end up with 9-10 wins this season, but not the way they should have started. It's just kind of, I really expected them to revenge the game from last year, and they just kind of came out and just not looking all types of right. So we're going to kind of keep an eye on that. But good on FSU, man. I'm glad to see them back. The highest ranking they've had coming into this season coming up. We'll get into that, but wow, just wow. They really earned it. Travis he's that guy, and they're having a good culture over there now. When Florida State, it's kind of just the same as Florida, same as Miami. When Florida State's doing well, college football's doing well. So it's great to see Florida State back in their winning ways, and hopefully they keep it, because it would be really nice to see Florida State win that ACC, which they can do, because guess what my next topic is? Duke beat Clemson, number 9 Clemson. Who called this? 28-7. Now, a lot of really bad red zone mishaps when it comes to Clemson. Lots of fumbles. A lot of just not enough. That's the best way I could put it. But on Duke's side, Mike Elko, the head coach, former Texas A&M defensive coordinator, did great last year. 9 wins, bowl win. He's getting that culture right, and if people were sleeping on Duke, I don't think they can for much longer. Everyone jokes that it's a basketball school, but if Mike Elko really has a shot of just changing that, he's going to, because this is important and this is big, and honestly, Duke's going in the right direction. Riley Leonard, that quarterback, by the way, he could be that guy. He reminds me a lot of Max Duggan from last year with TCU, where he's using his legs, he's using his grit, and he's using his arm. He went 17 of 33, 175 yards, 8 carries, 98 yards, and a touchdown. And that touchdown was a 44-yard run, which, in all honesty, kind of tore out the morale of Clemson. And it was kind of it, Riley Leonard, remember that name. He could definitely, if he puts a couple more of these up, people are going to have to know. People are going to have to figure out, okay, who is this guy? Is he even in the Heisman conversation? Which I'm not saying he'll win it, but conversation at least, for sure. That was a big play. But given, it's all week 1. So all of this doesn't really mean anything. It's week 1. Now, Clemson could bounce back, win a bunch of games. Florida could just win out too if they just snapped and do it. Utah could be trash, and no one knows. It's week 1. On that note, here's the rankings after week 1. I'm going to go with just 1 all the way down. There's no real big surprises. There's a lot of shakeup, but nothing too crazy. Number 1, Georgia, obviously. Number 2, Michigan. Go Blue, again, obviously. Alabama up to 3. I didn't see enough for them to really jump up to 3, but, whatever. Number 4, Florida State. Went up 4 spots. It's that big a deal. I'm surprised they didn't take over that 3 after that win. They had the best win. The best win over the week. By far not, easily, hands down, the best win next to Duke's upset. But Florida State had the best win. So we're gonna see. We're gonna keep an eye on them for sure. Ohio State went down 2 to number 5 again. Sluggish game. It was kind of one of those like we're keeping an eye. Ohio State doesn't really know who their starting quarterback even is. Still, they're still gonna test these guys out. They need to figure something out soon because luckily they're kind of like Michigan where they play a bit of a weaker schedule. But Notre Dame's right around the corner. And Notre Dame's playing. Notre Dame looks like a good old-fashioned Notre Dame team who's ready to win. Number 6, USC, no surprise. Number 7, Penn State, no surprise. Washington, though. Washington went up 2 spots to 8. Tennessee went up 3 spots to 9 after Joe Milton, like I said, did exactly what we figured he'd do, and that's show why he's him. And then Notre Dame, we have at number 10. They went up 3 spots after, back-to-back, just impressive games. Lower competition, but impressive games nonetheless. Number 11, Texas. Number 12, Utah. Number 13 is going to be Oregon. Utah at 12, by the way, kind of shocked they didn't go up a little bit more. I thought they'd definitely get into the top 10, but again, it doesn't really matter right now. Not until like mid-season will it actually matter. We're going at Oregon, and then we have LSU. Yeah, 14. Sorry, my numbers are cut off here. LSU at 14, Kansas State at 15, Oregon State at 16, followed by North Carolina, Oklahoma, Wisconsin. And then the bottom out is going to be Ole Miss, Duke, which good for them. Colorado, good for them. They earned that win, that's for sure. Texas A&M, Tulane, and Clemson. So we got some different stuff going around here. A couple key matchups for this week that I think you guys should definitely keep an eye on. I'll give you some money, not really money lines, but what Vegas is saying. We had number 23 Texas A&M at Miami. This is a big game for both programs for this reason. Texas A&M has hired Jimbo Fisher and haven't done a whole lot, and it's been 5 some odd years. He needs to start winning these games, and he needs to start taking Texas A&M over to SEC country and getting that championship because he's getting paid a lot of money to only do 9-win seasons. It's just not going to cut it. And I would even say the same for Miami. The Hurricanes, man, that's a fan base where, their athletic directors and all that stuff are really starting to put more emphasis on the football, and that's good because that's going to grow that program. So you got to be careful. You got to watch out because this could be a really big game. It's at 3:30 on Saturday. Right now, everyone's saying, Vegas is saying at least TAMU by 4. I wouldn't be shocked if Miami won, not in the least bit. I wouldn't even be shocked if Texas A&M blew them out. It's really going to be like, I really feel like if this is going to be a close game, it's going to be Miami just barely squeaking it out, or Texas A&M completely blowing Miami out, like we're just accustomed to seeing when they have big games. Also, Miami's known to really start to fall after losing one big game, so this could be a make or break season for if not one but both of these competitors. We have number 11 Texas at number 3 Alabama on Saturday, 7 o'clock game. Bama's favored by 7. Ooh, Texas. How many times a year have we heard, is Texas back? How many more times do I have to hear it? This is the game that if you really want Texas to be back, Texas, you need to win this game. You did great last year, barely losing, gave them a hell of a fight, but you cannot lose this game this year. I'm saying it. Hands down, you just can't do it. Number 3, Alabama, they haven't proven a whole lot. They beat nobody, week 1, no offense. But right now you're going against an actual powerhouse. So this is really for both teams to really emphasize which one is above the other, which one's building properly. Alabama's always going to be in the top 5 just because they're recruiting Nick Saban. But Texas, I'm kind of sick and tired of hearing the same old shtick. Texas is back. Oh, Texas is back. Oh, Texas is back. Until I see it, I'm not believing it. That line at 7, I wouldn't be shocked. 7 sounds about right. I wouldn't be more surprised. Honestly, if my gut feeling is right, Alabama's going to beat them by probably about 20 points. It's at Alabama at night. I don't think Texas is ready. They were not great last week. A lot of against weaker competition. So I got to go Alabama on this one by at least 20. Next up, we got number 10 Notre Dame at NC State. See, now that's going to be interesting because NC State won, but kind of, again, weaker competition. I'm watching it because number 10 Notre Dame is just slinging that rock. And I'm a big fan of that quarterback. I'm a huge fan, have been since I saw him against Navy. Sam Hartman he's that guy, all right? And this is the kind of game we go at NC State, some more respectable competition, ACC play. This is the time where you can go prove you can be in the Heisman competition, and Notre Dame is for real. This isn't high-class competition. This isn't USC, Ohio State, but it's still high competition, which is still ACC play. Next up, we have number 20 Ole Miss at 24 Tulane. I think this is going to be fun. 3:30 kickoff. Ole Miss is only favored by 7.5 points, guys. I would love to see Tulane win. They had a great season last season. They had a great run all the way through, and dare I say I'm a believer. Dare I say I'm a believer of this football team. But we're going to see. I'm not going to jump myself. I would like Tulane to win by 3. That's just how I feel. That's how I want it to be. So that's how I'm going to go. A couple more right here. Where now we got Nebraska at number 22 Colorado. That's a noon kickoff. Colorado by 3. Don't sleep on Nebraska. Do not sleep on Matt Rule in Nebraska. They barely lost against a great Minnesota defense. And Minnesota's defense, contrary to what people like to talk trash about, isn't half bad. I watch a lot of Minnesota football because we live, Michigan, baby. I'm always watching our rival, and row the boat, they're not a bad team. So Nebraska lost to a solid team, and Nebraska didn't look half bad. Offensive questions for sure, but I'm not saying they were looking bad by far. So we're going to see this game. I would love to see Colorado keep this winning streak, keep Deion Sanders going, make everyone feel good. I would love this team to, eke out 7 wins. That'd be awesome. For both sides, too. I'd love Nebraska to actually start winning, but I just don't think it's going to be this week. And then we'll cap it off with a 10:30 cap. Stanford at number 6 USC. USC's they're favored by almost 30 points, but it's Pac-12. This is Pac-12. Everyone's trying to fight for something. Both teams 1-0. Who knows? I would love to see what happens, and we're going to definitely check that one out. And I'm going to keep an eye on that one because I really want to see, it'd be cool to see that Stanford winning out of nowhere type thing, But besides that, guys, that's all I have over here. No real breaking news yet. I am keeping an eye on this Jim Harbaugh situation. I'm more excited to see him come back. As you see, Danny wasn't here today. He had some stuff come up. He should be back on the next episode. But that's really all I have over here, guys. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, any questions or anything, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and just share it with your friends. This is just a cool little laid-back talk show, little football action, and man, it's so great to have college football back. But anyway, guys, make sure to go follow us at the Leaky Lounge at Don't Laugh Gaming, and you go check out my other guys. Go check out Captain Peaches. Go check out the Wagon Man. And please, have a great day. Deuces.